Okay, welcome. Hello guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm doing some practice for some artwork regarding, well, basically in practice for my new animation coming up. I've been doing some backgrounds practice, so you can see I'm going for some kind of a look here. Practicing a certain kind of look, or various ones similar to this. Here's another one I did. So some buildings, okay, some like nice colourful, warm. I'm very inspired by the Sailor Moon backgrounds from the old 90s cartoons. I was looking at them and I realised how minimalistic they were. They were so simple, you know. And yeah, I just found them so fascinating. I don't know how on earth they did them, to be honest with you. I really don't know. And I'm trying different methods here. So let's have a look, you know. I'm trying to work it out. I'm doing it digitally, obviously. But I've got a rough idea of what people have done. But, you know, let's, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put another sky. I like to go for these pinkish sort of skies. I think they look so warm and so nice, don't they? Pink, blue, purple, you know, sunsets and warm yellows and reds, and just all those nice colours they used to have. And I noticed that they used to get lighter down towards the bottom. And I wasn't sure exactly what that was all about, but okay, you'll see what I'm saying. Okay, so let's just imagine we're doing some basic like building, just starting off with that basic building setup. So let's imagine have a building here. I'm just going with a cutout now. I can turn off the highlight for a second. And let's just imagine if I make a new layer then. We've still got that cutout part selected. I'll just add a piece on here. Oh, that was a boo-boo. Hold on. I think that did the trick, didn't it? Let me see again. I didn't, hold on. How do you do that? Hold down control, I think. Oh, okay, I need to choose the thing. So let me just go here. That does the trick, though. Nice, okay, so that is actually really good. So in that case, I can do like selections stuff as well if I wanted to make something more of that, which is pretty cool. But bearing in mind we don't want to have too many shapes going on at the moment because we're just going for a basic thing. Okay, so I've cut out a shape on top of that on a new layer. The idea is to go with the same colour more or less, so I should have some kind of brush going. In Fire Alpaca, which I'm using here, we don't have some of the brushes that I would like to have in terms of specific brushes that I would like to have, you know, unless I could try and find some. Yeah, we just don't have the ones I'm talking about, like ones that look really brushy, you know what I mean? They do exist, we do have them on the, you can download them and stuff. They do have various cool looking brushes, but like if you go to like Critter now, that's an awesome program with some awesome brushes. So I'm going to try and see if I can use something here. Look, I'm going to put the rulers on as well. Do something like that, see. But even that doesn't do it for me. But you can see kind of what I'm going for. I'm putting some shapes on here, let's see. And then you get this thing, right? But because of the dotted line, that's the problem. Marching ants or whatever you call them, you know. Window, let's have a look. Yeah. So okay, let's go deselect. Let's go turn it off for a second. Go deselect. It brings you something, doesn't it? It's kind of do. So we got that back selected again. What about if I change the colour of the background maybe and go first we're going to duplicate it, otherwise we're going to mess the whole thing up. Oh, no. It's only selecting that area, isn't it? So let's undo that for a second. Oh. Right, see, hang on, I need to deselect it, that's what I need to do. I have to deselect it, shit. Okay, in that case then, let's just change the hue for this. And just have it like similar, like that, okay. Now I go to deselect. Right, now the idea would be to duplicate that up, which we've already done. Fair enough, a bit too much really, but let's cut off the excess from here. Hold on, deselect. Erase the version of that thing. And I'm going to bring this one slightly darker. Yeah, that gives a nice sort of thing. But the only problem is if I merge that down there and bring a bit fainter, it kind of comes off a little bit too. Do you know what I mean? A little bit too brushy. Unless I guess we could go with. Let me move this brush up a little bit. So we might use it again in the future. I don't know. Put this below the airbrush. Go with like a soft eraser, medium kind of opacity, and just start to erase into it a little bit to kind of like blur away kind of hearts. I don't know. Fix it up so it doesn't look so sharp on the edges there. Let's go here and go to turn the rulers off. Now if I select this whole thing for a second. Hang on, let's put this all the way up and then make it just a bit lighter. That's it. We're getting that kind of look, but it's not exactly what I want, you know. Now let's go to something like, let's see, if I go to I could do a fade or a blur. I always treat it like trying to do this blur to make that work like that, and it kind of does something to it, but you know what I mean? Something that's fucked up by the way under here. You can see some grey areas and stuff and some white. So that was a complete utter fuck up in white hole. Just close that down, just filling a hole there. Right, now we can try different things like this. You can try, but now we're really blue again, which we don't want. You see what I'm saying? You get this kind of thing going on, which can kind of work. We can just go with that and see how that goes. Trying different colours. Not too sure. Now, with this, I'm going to just choose like a darkish, sort of brownish red colour with a pen. A thin pen. On Fire Alpaca, holding down the shift button with a thin pen, fairly low opacity, and a very thin pen. I can draw a nice straight line here, and another straight line here, and another one here. And I'm going to make those a bit lighter. Hold on. Oh, no, wait. Undo that. Hold down Control press it. Do another layer. I'm going to make this even thinner, the line. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. We haven't got to join up perfectly. I'm going to put another one down the side of the building as well. We'll do it now. Another one down, not all the way, just a few, see. And here, another one down the side there. Looking pretty good. I'm going to get an airbrush. low mid opacity colour, and it erases certain areas, you see, so it looks like they're like soft kind of pencil lines that were sketched in there, you know what I mean? And just trying to give it that overall look. And I'm also going to go in there just do a little bit of softening up a few things. So there you go. And that's kind of doing somewhat what I want. I've merged that down there now. I want to bring that background back to how it was, a pinkish sort of reddish sort of colour, similar to what that looks pretty good. So the orangish sort of colour there. Let's bring out that colour. Okay. Now if I go to, for a second, it's looking very soft as you can see. Very soft so much. If I go on another layer here now, we're going to do a few things just really quickly in the background. I'm going to choose this pink colour. I'm going to do a load of like shapes in the background, like for buildings that are in the far distance. Okay, put them really faint like that. And I'm going to get a pen here. And I'm just going to cut the shapes like to make them like different angles and things, you know, for like the roofs and stuff like that. Just really simple, okay. I'm going to erase that one. I erased too many of them there, but it doesn't matter. Okay, something like that. I've gone really, really simple, as you can see. And I know what I'm going for. Airbrush, eraser, erase from the bottom. So they look like they're really faded back there. I'll make them even more faint, just for a minute. Merge them down. I even could duplicate a few actually. Let's do that. Move a few up here. Yeah, that does the trick. A few things like that, you know. Merge that down there, merge that one down. Okay. And I'm going to bring up the contrast a bit on there, and you can see by doing that, oh, now we've brought that building a bit lighter too. Actually, that's coming out pretty good. Sometimes you can try a different thing. But the only problem is we're getting those lines across because I'm working with a certain way of how I've done things. So let's just blur it. I'm going to have to blur it. Can't help that. It's the only way to kind of salvage it. So let's just blur that. Bring it up a little bit more again. Let's see what we can get from this. Okay, so we're definitely getting some artwork. I'm going to merge this down over the overall contrast again. Now it is actually kind of looking more like a painting, I must say. Just select some of that pink there. Go with a nice ruler brush, low opacity airbrush. Just go over this little white bit here. So I think it was a bit too much. Okay, good. Turn that off. I'd like to go over the top here and do a little bit of a something like that, a little bit of that there, you see? A few little things there. Turn that off, okay, good. A few little things we can put on there, okay, good. It's overall that those different colours, they pay off, don't they? That's what they do. Oh, hang on. I think I was trying to choose a colour. I think I didn't choose the colour after all, did I? I chose a damn eraser by accident. Okay, hold on. It's okay, it's worked anyway. Luckily it's worked, so. Now for the windows, I'm going to give this thing, I'm going to show you what I've been doing with the windows, okay? We are still recording, right? Windows I've been doing blue, I don't know why. I could do a yellowish kind of colour to reflect the sky. But what I've been doing is like this, so I'm just going to make a rectangle like this, okay? And I'm going to make an eraser version of it. I'm going to cut pieces across. It's completely straight, flat, okay? I'm going to then duplicate it and make another layer that's slightly darker. I'm going to bring that below now, drag it below this one. Select the top one, which is the bright one now, and choose clipping. Then get the move tool and move it into place, and it moves it within there. If you can see, it's moving it in, and it's giving me a kind of shadow effect, right? So I want it to be more on this side, I think, on the top bit showing there. And I'm going to merge that down. Now we have this one piece. I'm going to duplicate that 3 times. We're just going to need that 4 times to be safe. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so duplicate it another time. So we've got 4. Turn off the visibility for the other ones and just move this one. Choose select from the top, then choose transform and hold down Control while you are choosing points and moving them into the right perspective from here to make it feel like you're getting that perspective, you see. So okay, and we're ready to go. From this one, because it's so similar, I want to just duplicate that for a second. I think it's going to work. I'm going to do the same thing again. Just drag that down, and everything should be able to be matched up because it's further away, but still, I think it's going to work. You know, got to be careful with the actual sizing to make sure everything does still kind of make sense. You know, but it's further away, so you know, let's see what we can do. Probably should have used the other one, really. A bit more straighter, but it's okay, is it? Okay, let's just be safe. Let's delete that one and use a brand new one. The reason is because that one was already skewed. Now look at how many floors we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just try and get it looking the same from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from the bottom. Move it down there. Okay, nice. Down to about here, no weird angling, and we're more or less ready when I just pop it into plate. Okay, it looks alright. From here, I'm going to just merge those two down and choose one of these. I'm going to move this one across. You'll see why I've got an extra basic one in a moment. For this one here, I want to flip it, so I'm going to go to flip on the bottom, and it's giving it another shadow on that side. The reason being is not because we really need it. We don't really need it that much, but I think it's just going to help to have it in that angle rather than the other angle, definitely. We'll merge this down here, drag it down, get it to a nice position, the perspective by, hit OK. If you're not OK with it, just fucking fix that build. Dragging it across horizontally first thing is a really good thing to do. Then drag it down, making sure that all the sides match up with the sizes of the ones on the other side. Okay. And what we want to do on this side, because the shadow will be more on the other side actually. Just turn nothing to show that. Yeah. Right. So I'm going to make that top one a little bit darker. Slightly, because we've not got a very strong shadow on there to give it. We'll always fix that in a moment. Look. I'm just going to merge it down with that, and I'll just try something for a second because I don't know what we're doing wrong here. Something. Let's go with an eraser for a second. So eraser, yeah, you can do this kind of thing, right? Kind of like erase it in. Give it that, and I think really what we need to do is not erase. What we really need to do is just go in with a bright like fade like of white over the top of both of them. That's what I really need to do. Can bring that down slightly like that. That looks a bit better actually. Right. You like that first, and later we'll make it lighter. Let's just make that a bit lighter first. A bit like it's okay. Just make it like that. This other one, I'll just show you what I was going to do really quickly. Just bring this one, oh, not like that, this one here. This one, the move tool, I'm just going to bring this onto one of these buildings and give it a try in the background and make it really, really faint. It won't be strong like this, don't worry, in a moment. But you can see how you could technically work with stuff. They're just eyeballing it in terms of perspective. You could do something like that, look, and do that. I don't know, you know, something. So something, even like that kind of thing, go there. It actually kind of works, you know, there's a straight number. Let's bring it up there. That kind of works as well. So just merge that in there. Oh, hold on, I haven't. Luminosity is on. Oh dear. No. Oh, I see why that was. Because we were moving the whole damn thing, wasn't we? I was changing the other layer. I was just looking at. Let's get to normal anyway. Okay, what we're going to need to do is cut this off here. Hold down Control, press X, then press V. With it selected, and we're going to put it below that one, and we're going to move it to luminosity and merge it down. Okay. No, before we merge it down, let's just hit deselect for a second. Duplicate that. Move another one, maybe here. Where is it? Duplicate that. See, another one we could put over here, and we'll just adjust the brightness of it in a moment. Is that okay like that? Hold on. More or less, right? Bring it a bit more faded. Yeah, little things like that. I think from here we'll just merge it down, merge them down. We've got a little something going on. Yeah, right. Now, with this one here, I'm saying you could do something like changing the hue to see what it looks like, you know, to a pinkish, something which makes more sense in terms of the overall look of everything, you know, like that, you see. That might look nice when it's like that, but more realistic, right? Why would they be reflecting blue if the sky's, you know, more pink, right? Why would that be, you know? So let's see. Looks pretty cool, but it's like, you know what I mean? Okay, we'll do this time. We'll have it like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something else. Wait till you see this. I'm going to select from this left side of the building, this pink colour. Make another layer on top. And let's just check what we got here. So this building, right? Hold on. Doesn't actually exist. It's just like this, right? It's part of the painting. So we're really going to have to just make lines with a ruler. And I'm just going to make some like really well, what we're going to do is we're going to clip to these windows. That's what we need to do, clip to the windows. And we're going to make some, making some points, and just make some straight lines like that. And you'll see something cool in a moment I'm going to do. Make sure they're very straight. You can use a ruler, as I say. The reason I'm not using a ruler, like as in the guides at the top there, I'm just holding down Control. Okay, and while I'm clicking, okay, in places, but Shift, sorry. Yeah, but the reason I'm doing it this way is because the building is not exactly perfectly in line with that ruler, as I say. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the one on the side here, this area here. I'm going to just select this area here, okay, and I'm going to go hold Shift, hold Control and press C, then V, and then with it selected I'm going to press this, make it darker, but slightly darker, and I'm going to drag it below this one on the level, and I'm going to move it across ever so slightly. Hold on. Zoom in a bit because you want to see what you're doing. Something like that. I was trying to go for something like that. Could duplicate that as well, actually, again. Ooh, I've done something wrong there. I think I've done something wrong. Yeah, because it's the other side of this disappeared, right? Of course. Okay, so let's just ignore that for a second. Let's just well, this is the problem. Let's delete that, okay, for a second then. Yeah, I'm going to turn off the visibility for this for a second. Actually, no. I'm going to unclip that for a second. Then duplicate this, like I said, this layer. Make it darker. Move it below this one, then move it across. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to get that 3D essence, you see. 3D look. Slightly darker, not too much. Then I'm going to merge this with this and then clip it. Okay, you see what it's done? It's given that bit of 3D shadow to the other side there. But when you look at it, really, I mean, the shadow should be on the other side, but it doesn't matter. I'm just giving it some detail, right? I'm not going to go too crazy on it. Merge that down. What I'm going to do now is just, I should have done on the other side, doesn't matter. I'm just going to go, before we do that actually, before we merge it down, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to deselect. With a dark, I'll just choose this colour. And I'll brighten it in a moment a bit. Okay. And I'm going to do some more straight lines down beside them. Because I'm lazy at it. Now can you see what I'm saying? Now you're getting that. And the reason it's not showing up on the building part, only on the windows, is because we're clipping on the windows is on that. You see, it's on the what do you call it? The area, you know. Let's just choose this light area. Please excuse my bullshit. Hold down Alt, click that area here. I'm going to go over here now. Yep, that looks good. A light area. That's what you should have done in the first place. Really, it's a little bit too light, but what we're going to do is select this side, make it a little bit darker. That'll do, just until it looks right, eyeballing it, you know. Now, that's that, okay, so you've got this, okay. Now, I'm going to make another layer there, between those two layers, with a white. And I'm going to choose this diagonal ruler thing, and I'm going to do this. Just do a few shines on it, okay? Same direction for that one there. Erase that. And then for the other side, I think we should do the same direction, should we really? Oh, not like that. And you know, turn it down a bit, okay. Then go with the eraser version with a thinner pen and just cut into a certain area, like zoom across it, and you'll see what it does. It gives this like slick kind of look. You get thin areas, thick areas, variations, you know. The only problem is with that, you can see it's actually gone over the shadows too. So the shadows could have been on another layer. Well, it's okay. We're just going to use an eraser version of the pen and just erase them out just carefully. We'll just paint them out yourself. Turn off that thing for a second, that ruler. I'm just painting those top bits out where they've gone over the shadows, you know. You don't want any of that on the shadows, on the like, it's basically just the under part of the windows there. And trust me, all these little details do add up, you know. You see, like, to what is actually glass and what's not glass. You know what I mean? Yeah, so, okay, bringing that slightly down again. Yeah, merging that onto that. This can go onto there. We've got a nice little building, I think. Now with this piece of art, if I had to duplicate that for a second, merge that down, it's not going to make much sense because there's not many buildings or anything like that in the background. It's not like much more in the way of shapes, only it is still part of what we're overall, you know, doing. I'm just, you know, adjusting the positioning here a little bit. See what I'm saying? Just to try to just try and see if I can put another little building or something in the distance. Okay. We can bring this kind of like that. Yeah, and duplicate that maybe. Move it back down there. Another one. Duplicate that over there if you wanted to. Duplicate that, bring those back further. This back there. If you wanted to, I'm saying you could bring that up there maybe. Make another layer there and then paint some of that colour in maybe. Or rather, use a rectangular kind of shape, which we'll erase in a moment some of. You know. I'm just being a bit creative with this part, to be honest with you. You could make it even dark if you wanted to, like a not grey really, but I say yeah, something like that. Merge that with that, and then go the eraser brush and cut away. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, eraser brush. Cut away there, and just erase. Fade it out a bit. Something like that, I don't know. With this part here, I could even fade a bit there. I don't even have to keep that. Just move it down a bit if I want to, move it down a bit. Probably does it good actually. Duplicate that, move it over here or something like that. You know. Yeah, we're getting something going, right? Gonna fade it a little bit. Okay, merge. Not one by one because it will ghost them. I think you'll see what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to go here now, and they're all merged into one. I'm just going to bring this up here. Okay. Oh, my back. Oh, I'm going to go with a. Let's see. A yellowish kind of whitish glow over the top. I'm going to choose hard light would be nice. Hard light, I think. Yeah. And a little bit over the top with very faint colour in here. really like a sunset now, isn't it? It's becoming to be a bit like a sunset, I think, on that side. Merge that down. Okay. Bring that down a bit. You're still not feeling right about it. And still do a little bit of a darkening on some of this, like here maybe if I select an area of this building here. Let's give them another layer and just paint some dark or whatever on there, and then go to multiply and bring that down opacity wise. Go deselect. It's kind of done some good on that. Merging that down now. Coming over here, I'm going to get like a yellow. I'm going to cut some cloud shapes. That's what I'm going to do. That's a really good idea. Cut some little sliver cloud shapes. And then with the fading brush, just like paint them more over the top of them, you know, let go now. Okay. And then from here, blur the bastards a little bit, see? Enough, kind of thing. And then you kind of erase parts as well, like I'll have to clean them up a bit if you want that. You know, you want to be a bit like darker below anyway. Like, you know, fade them out a bit if you want to, like that. Okay. Now, a couple of things. Sharp, unsharp mask. You see what that does? It does a great thing. Unsharp mask under filter also. Bringing that up a bit, it really does a great job at sharpening things up when you can work with it a certain way. Don't overdo it. Okay. From there, then go to something like levels or tonal curve. Go really low on the low side. Bring it, move them a little bit, and then in the middle towards the high parts areas, bring it up a little bit. You'll really see that contrast sticking out. So you don't want to do it so it breaks up all the areas too much. Okay, the levels, whatever. Okay, good. A nice soft Gaussian blur if you want to. I'm working with image size 1280 by 720, by the way. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just select some of these shadow areas under the windows here with a thin pen on another layer. And I was thinking of just do a little bit more adding onto these lines here. But you know what, I don't like it. Let's leave that. Let's not bother. It's good enough. We worked that already earlier on. You could do a few little highlights, so use a white to make another layer and go with like hard, go to like overlay maybe. Let's try that. Yeah, overlay works good. Being very careful, very thin pen, normal pen. A few highlights on where those edges are. Not everyone, okay. Some of them like little bits, you know, little areas here and there. Make it thin. It must be very, very straight on the line. But even that's a bit too much, it looks like to me. I'm going to bring them here very faint, very so you can hardly see them. And that's that, okay. Even here. And we're going to obviously erase in the places where there shouldn't be any of that. Duplicate that if you want. Erase areas that shouldn't be there. Where's that down? You probably didn't even notice what I did, but I don't know. I've not done any trees, but I'm going to show you how we can do some. It looks really bright down below, but you might think, why? I know, yeah, why, you know. But it's like, I'm looking at it to say, well, you know what? Maybe that's what it is. It's a bright city. Everything's great. It's a beautiful city down there. You know? It doesn't really matter. I think it's about the colours. That's what it's about. It's about the colours. It's just about trying to make some beautiful art. I'm going to merge that down. I'm going to go down to, I'll do some trees first. Let me just go down here. Just a few, you'll see. I'm going to choose this. Make a new line. Make a new layer actually. Okay, and I'm going to go like this. They're just going to be silhouettes, literally. A thin pen would be better. I'm going to literally just do like little shapes for trees right here, okay? That's all it's going to be. Okay? That's all it's going to be. And I'm going to go select from the active layer, select within those, colour them in like that. Okay? And then with the pen, just do those lines. You know, and then I'm going to just bring them a bit lighter. Very, very lighter actually. Right there, you know. Even duplicate them as well. Move them around and stuff like around, you know, if you want to. Drag them out, whatever you want to do. You know, there. You even make those ones a bit darker if you want, because they're more in the front now. So yeah, that's nice, right? Even then, merge those down. Copy some areas like copy these areas here. Copy, paste. Drag that across over here now. What just happened? What just happened? Hold on. Copy, paste, and then move over here is what I'm saying. And we go over here, change the size a bit, move this a bit. I don't want to mess up that building really. I can always you know, erase a few things too, like over here for example. It doesn't make sense, right? So deselect, erase this bit here. You know, merge them down. This one here, fade a little bit. Fade it away, erase kind of thing. You know. Same over here, erase certain parts of it you might want to not have. But it just brings that bit in. Merge it down now. Okay, go here. Go with that a little bit. Nice. Okay. Now. Bring down the saturation just ever so slightly. Go on top, make another layer, select this yellowish, one of the lighter areas. Go over the top with a hard light, very low opacity, ruler on. Actually turn the ruler off, don't even need to have it. And just go, use the white even if you want. Try different things like that, might work better, I don't know. We'll see how we go. A few things. Where's that down? Bring it down, go here. Oh, don't get rid of that. Boom, boom. Okay, boom, boom. Tonal curve again. I call it a tonal curve, it's a tone curve. Cool. Here, go to, where is it? Chromatic aberration. I like to turn the top one up to 2 and the bottom one you can actually leave it or just have it on like 1 or 2 as well. In this case we'll have it 2, and actually we'll have it as nothing, just chromatic aberration, whatever you call it. I'm going to go to that unsharp mask again because it looks cool when you put it on. Yeah. And give it a bit more of a boost on the contrast or whatever. Yeah. Gives it that sort of a look, you know. Bit of a blur. You ready? I think we're ready with that. You know. I could put a hint of a yellow sun or something there. Like on this side. Yeah, you know, like that. It's nice here. A blur, see? A blur, gosh, and blur. Whatever, you know. even a little bit on the clouds here, like, you know, and I'll blur that in a moment, you'll see. Give that a blur. Nice. Turn it down a little bit. You know. There you go, man. And yeah, put a bit on that side there if you wanted to, like sort of the building there, like so, to make that side a bit more lighter. See, bring up the 3D. That's in the side of the building, not like that. Pretty okay, yeah. Merge that down, and one more thing I'm going to do is duplicate this whole layer. Okay, I'm going to make this one a bit darker here, just so slightly. Bring it below this, duplicate this, turn the visibility off but lock it for safety, and then go to polygon and go to here, 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 and press delete and hope for the best. Yes, good. Deselect, good. Delete this one out, unlock it and delete it. We're safe to go. And this one below it, I'm going to slightly bring it slightly up. And I think we're okay to go with that. File, save as. Just a quick little one we did there. Whew. Sheesh. Another one. So I've done this one first. Kiddies liminal horror, I don't know what. / Simpsons. Now that's nothing. And then we got this one. And then we got, not that one, sorry, that's another animation that I'm working on. This one, which we've taken the most time on. I think we're getting somewhere with it, put it that way. You know, I like how we've done the trees and things down here. You can always observe various elements, like even just this alone, like that could be a scene. It's very liminal, very limited, I mean minimal. So it's almost like we've got these basic shapes and we've just put these little details in on the window here. They're like basically silhouettes with just a few features on to show the details, shadows and things. But ultimately, yeah, that's all you really need, really, in a picture, I think. I'm going to drag this into here for a second. I think we've basically got the knack of it. I'm just going to try some variation just to see what we can get. I'm not going to damage this, it's just a copy. So I've switched that over, and that fucking blows me away like that. The building looks a little bit off on the perspective, I know, in some way, but it's okay. I like this one. Let me just play with the gradient map is what I'm going to do. Let's see what we can get, you know. So you can see what I'm saying, right? If we just try different ones of these gradient maps, well, look at that, cool, man. You get some different looks, and like, look at this here, wow. That's fascinating. You can play with different things here and see what you can come up with, you know. You really, really can. And, where am I, sorry. Gradation map. Let's just try a different one. Look at black and white. Now, black and white is something I can imagine this would be. This could be the moon. You could have a starry night sky. That's a great idea, right? This could be the moon, and that could be a starry night sky. That'd be so nice. It'd be hard to paint over, even if you used overlay, or this one would be pretty good to work with. I'm gonna say all the colour, the blending modes. This is pretty cool, you know. So let's look here. Got quite a few default settings it gives you. So this could be good. All you need to do is just turn it down a little bit. The blue, and you have a good night look. And you just tweak some of the, like this one here. Whew. That looks like there are lights underneath the windows, don't it? See, there's certain things give you ideas. That looks messed up, ugly. Gold, but gold. But you give you certain ideas. Wow, look at that beautiful look. Wow, that looks nice. See, but you could really like change some of the colours in this to make it really work. Like if you go here, where was it? Like no, a moment ago, like that one we just had. Like if you made the top part more like dark blue and the bottom part you can look a faint sort of yellow, it would look like a nighttime street kind of look, you know. A lot of them. I'm not going to go for everyone, but like, you know, I like this one a lot. See, some of these are really good. Going here, going here. I'm going to do this and I'm going to make it change the hue now to a bluish colour. You see, hold on, is it going to work? Nearly works. Go to saturation, maybe. Let's turn the saturation slightly lower, I think. Hold on. We want blue, but we don't want it to be like how it was, you know. We don't want green. It's this kind of blue. Tone curve. Yeah, this is you see, yeah, and you bring this up, you see. Wow. You got here, now you're getting that 80s, 90s feel, right? Hue again and move it slightly more towards this direction, and you see now we've got the magic coming. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to make this a yellow, and you'll see why. Calm down. Don't worry, I'm not going crazy. I'm okay. Make it fairly faint. Bring this below this. Duplicate this. Turn the visibility off and lock it for safety. Turn an airbrush now and go below. Ooh. And the eraser. We can get that yellow coming through. Wow. The only problem is now, for some reason, I'm seeing that checkered thing below it, like as if to say there's a problem, as if to say that this picture is actually fairly transparent. Meaning, if so, we're going to have to fix the original. Oh no, hang on. Is it? Yeah, that is right, yeah, what I'm saying. So let's just make another layer beneath this one then and make it just white and hope for the best. Full size. Okay, yeah, that's done it. Merge this down. Now, yeah, delete that, unlock it, duplicate it, turn the visibility off, lock it, go to this one, start again with the eraser version of the airbrush, and go there. Beautiful, right? It really works, but you've got to be really careful how you do it. Low version of this. Because you can also change colours too. It could go like a red or something like that if you wanted to. The moon, as I say again, make it a bit more glowing like that. That's an idea. Ooh, very nice. Ooh. See, and then things like that. Coming over here, a little bit on the top there, see, like that. You know, you could put a few little embellishments, or whatever you want to call them. Merge that down with that. Merge that down with that. I'm actually going to make a duplicate of this as well. Hold on. Unlock it. Erase that. Should be okay. Unlock all that. Okay, I'm going to go. Watch. A bit stronger on that, see? A little bit stronger, not too much. And then erase certain areas. Nice, right? You can do little things too, like in the background there, little reds, and I'll show you. Look, watch. Little pinks will be nice. I'm going to go with a little, yeah, it could be little lights. And I've seen this in, like Sailor Moon, for example, when you have little twinkles and things, various animals. I mean, red's a bit of a dark, it's a bit darkish sort of colour in it. Go for a pinkish colour. Fair enough, no? You know, things like this. You know, put it fairly faint. It's very faint, like colours, you know, lights and things. It just adds to it. I don't know. I'm going to just put some stars into the sky. Okay, very small dots. Not overdoing it. Not meant to look like snowy, but just literally little dots. I'm going to duplicate them and make them glow by giving them a blur. And then, if you can't see it much, duplicate those as well. Blur them down, duplicate those, blur them down, blur them again. The other side, try and get it so you can see something going on. I'm not seeing much going on there, but duplicate them again, give that a try. Blur. Now it's working. You can see it working now. Oh, hold on. Yeah, can you see that? It's like blur. Okay. Beautiful. Then merge that down. Go with airbrush there, soft airbrush. Oh, not like that. Explosion zone. And fade out certain areas to make them not all exactly equally the same. Like that's really nice, yeah. Merge that down. Merge that down. I'm going to go with like tone curve. One more time on that tone curve. I don't want to go over the top and fuck it up, I'm being really careful. Wow. And just save it, you know. You can put some other colour effects and stuff on, but I'm not going to bother. So you can see how you can turn a day scene into a night scene. So it's up there. Let me just check them again. So this one, actually I'm just going to like name them for a second, just give them a thing. So roll or whatever, but it doesn't matter. Here, so we can see them in order. This one, oh no, it doesn't work. Okay. This one, and then if you like it more, like I do, I think here, this one. Yeah, it came out really. Probably one of the best ones I've ever done, I think, this one, because it's so simple. It turned out nice. And I think what's doing it is, if you look at these two, this one here, and this one especially, fucking hell, what it's doing is it's those colours on the buildings. It's the way I've got that fade from the top. We use those paint brushes, if you remember, underneath the silhouette. If you look at the main building, the purple more near the top, it's whiter as it goes down to the bottom, kind of thing. So So the same with it, you see, this is how we did it, right? So it started. So if you go back with this one, I didn't do that. I didn't use the brushes, I just used a fade on it. And not only that, there's not much of a good enough shadow on one side of the building either. So this one's very more minimal, minimalistic, it really is. But it still works. And this one as well, the same problem again. You see I added some nice trees in at the bottom. A lot of lines for the trees, let's be honest, but it's okay. We're getting there, Now, one thing that these have all got in common is all of the buildings, apart from them having more detail in the background, is the fact that they are very simple in the shape of the buildings. Bearing in mind couple of things here. One is most buildings are simple. A lot of buildings are just like that kind of shape, right? Secondly, we could have changed various shapes of them before adding on details like windows and all the basic things. You might add a door or something, you never know. The other thing is to keep in mind also is that, and again, I've not used any rulers or anything like that. I've not used any, in terms of a guide, I've not given myself a guide, as in a perspective guide, first, second, third, 1 point, 2 point, or 3 point perspective guidelines. I haven't done that kind of thing, I've just literally drawn it off the bat. I just winged it as well with the shapes of the buildings, using the shape selection and stuff. I did use straight lines where I could. I used the rectangle for the windows, cut them up and skewed them. With the lines on the buildings, I did hold down for certain lines, and for the shines and stuff like that. I did use, holding down shift, control, whatever those things to get the effect in, right? But it's in terms of overall, the thing which is basic now, I could have added more details onto this, signs on the buildings and stuff, big signboards and this, that and the other, and things on the roof and all the kind of things that make it really cool, even more detail, I could have done that. It's mainly focused on the one building here. A few copied elements in the background, with some simplified buildings in the background. And even if the whole scene is not supposed to be focused on one particular building anyway, so 1 or 2 here, but it's still that's okay for a focal point to show a scene of a city, I think, in detail anyway. I've got an overall understanding of guides and stuff for perspective. I could have used straight lines for 2 point perspective or things like I said, but the thing is, even when I do that, I could have just winged, just done some lines with a pen and just drew them in, even if they were a bit wavy, and it wouldn't make a difference as long as we can see things gradually getting smaller in the distance. I could have followed those lines and then gone with straight lines like this to make buildings that follow that line of perspective, if you know what I'm saying. It wouldn't have to necessarily be completely perfectly straight lines even. So I could have loosely done it, loosely mocked one up, Yeah, the shadows are all following the same direction too. We've got a nice variation of shades and things that are going on in the sky, this, that and the other, and different fades, and because of the different effects we've added onto it with the contrast, the levels and all of that, everything has kind of worked its way into this painting. So you can see some nice details in the sky, and various different little effects it's given. It's added by itself, well, not by itself, but you know what I mean though. Yeah, I'm happy with it, very happy overall. We've got enough going on in terms of different shades going on within the windows as well. The shines are looking alright, how I've done those, just white lines going across with a fairly thin pen, and then I used an even thinner pen and turned it into an eraser, following the same lines with the guide ruler thing, and just just cut bits out of it in straight lines, not using any wavy freehand pen. Okay, now so it's good. The little silhouettes of the trees, a few different shades of those. Got a few little lights going on in there for the night scene. overall nice composition. Didn't have to show the whole moon in the damn thing or sun. It's just that it makes sense from where it is. Because I thought if that moon or sun was like more to the back, you know what would happen? If that moon or sunlight was to, if I was to have moved it more to the middle of the screen, like between those buildings there, then that would mean the shadows would be in the wrong place. It would mean that the shadows, I mean, they're already kind of a bit awkward, you know what I mean? Really, really the moon should be more off camera. But it's like, I wanted to put it in, but it's like, you know, then everything would be in darkness. Do you know what I'm saying? It'd be like silhouettes because the light would be coming from behind. But I think it's okay. It's worked out okay for a rough thing, 80s, 90s cartoon. You know what I'm saying? I want to say one more thing also. We didn't go with a lot of details. We didn't do a lot of details in terms of the overall design of the buildings in the first place. I would also say that it would be okay to add things on later as well into something like this. So if you wanted to do a scene like this, it would be okay. But you could also do it where you've got a scene which is where you're adding more details on, like different little roof things, you know, and little overhangs and all that stuff, and details on the buildings. I say you could still add things in. A lot can be done with some simple silhouettes and faded paint colours with little embellishments of various like faint lines of pencil lines, making them very faint, and then erasing with the airbrush as an eraser in whatever software you're using, any of these effects by the way, just erasing various areas to make it seem like it's really like used with like pencil, pens and paints and traditionally on paper, you know. That's what I'm trying to go for. So yeah man, those rough elements, even the fact that it was drawn and it's not like perfect, but it's still like, it's not computerized so much, do you know what I'm saying? I've not used 3D software, nothing like that. It's just the way it is. You could have some little silhouettes of some people in the foreground if you wanted to, like walking towards, you know, like someone standing here, you know, or some, a fence or something. I've been looking over to the city. That would work good. A few focal points in the foreground, a few faded sort of things in the distance. I think that building on the left works out okay. It's not overly like too strong. The reason I say that is because of the amount of shadow that moon would be casting. It kind of helps, do you know what I mean? Like if that building wasn't as dark as it was looking in that shadowy area, that building on the left, up by the moon, that one, if it wasn't on the right side where it's darker, if it wasn't so dark as that, you could get away with being a little bit lighter. But I think if it wasn't as dark as it is, you know, it would like spoil the illusion a bit. I think it holds it in place. You see it's darker, so the light's shining on that one side there. We haven't got to see every window, everything on every building. You can see how the certain things paint in, and then other things are just left for the imagination, you know. The world of dreams and creation. So I hope you guys are okay. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm talking a lot, but I've got a lot of passion for art, you know. We'll do more videos, right? More videos, right? Which will take over into my different accents, yeah. I'm gonna go over here. Just one more thing really quickly. So let's do a couple of recaps. If I go here just for a second, and oh, hang on, very important. There's something wrong with these two images, right? We need to, with this one, I think. And I'm going to check that for a second here. I'm not 100% sure. Like if I go over black, it's okay, but I'm going to just test something. No? Oh, it's okay. Oh, my mistake. Okay, which one was it? Okay, there's no problem then. I think there's no problem with it. It's okay. It's okay then, yeah. Batman, what's coming? Okay, so let's go there. So I'm like an Animaniacs, but let's just go here. So if I go with like a blue, let's say we do a fade straight off the bat like that. Whoop. Do a fade like that, right? Took a fade, okay. Right. That's a It's like a crazy colour scheme off the bat, but let's just go there, yeah, and go with. I'm gonna do some like. Let me try something. I'm gonna duplicate this. Get a shape, right? This is crazy. Watch this. Polygon. Up here, here. Just make one building. Then turn off the highlight. Select, go to highlight outside. Inverse selection. Delete. Deselect. Now bring this a bit darker. You know what I'm saying? It's a building of glass. Let's just go here and go with like that flame artist, whatever the hell it's called, one of these brushes. Low opacity, erase the brush off that with a ruler and start to erase areas. And I'm gonna go make this motherfucker darker as well. You see what I'm going for? Trying to bring that back. What we had before, let's just go there. So let's just change the fucking hue of the bitch. I'm gonna change the hue. It ain't working, is it? Nah. Just go there, hold on. But you know what I'm saying, right? Oh shit. Oh, fuck. Something like that. Nah. Don't work, does it? It doesn't work. It just don't work. It just don't work at all. You see, this is the problem. So what I did before was I cut out a shape. I cut out a shape from it and I left the background transparent with what I did. So I cut that out, see? Okay. And then basically I want to make a colour behind that. So let's just make another layer below it. Ah, fuck, man. What's going on? Okay, square. Oh shit, wrong layer. Layer below it. Right, layer below it, and then go. This is the thing. This is the thing. So making another layer there. Let's cut this again. So erase. I'll make this nice. Okay. And what I'm going to do is go. We're painting under. This is just a cutout. It's not the building. It's a white background with a hole. We're looking for a hole, basically. Is what we're doing. So I think it was like something like this, wasn't it? Let's go with like a colour, just like any colour. I'm going to go with a ruler here. And yeah, it's very, very strong. I think so. What the hell's going on with that shit? Why is it doing that? Like, why is it cut? What? I guess something was still selected. Okay. No? Okay, let's turn it off for a second. Just do it like wing it. That's like naturally. Like, let's do it. Okay, well, we've got a problem. And what the problem is? I'll tell you what the problem is. The problem is clearly that there's this part here that needs to be chopped off. Yeah. Now we can do it. Okay, so we'll do it like that. Just more pink to the top, right? As simple as that, okay? You know, yeah. I think that's what we did, and then give it a blur, right? Makes sense, put it that way. If I go to this and go, okay, we'll just go with that. Now, this here we could go with like this yellow. I'm not sure. merge that in. Just play that in. Play that in. It doesn't work though. Not too well, but it does kind of thing, you know what I mean? Now doing the I don't even know now. I really don't know. A bit darker maybe. I don't know. When you bring the colours out more, they look better. That's the surprise you get. See, I'm going to go here. To go in here really carefully. Let's go for any like kind of darkish sort of colour. Another layer there. Do like some pencil lines, you know, just really thin. With a ruler like that. You erase parts later on. Sounds like it like that, yeah. You can make them like darker, make it like an actual pencil, yeah, like that, you see. Not black or like greyish. Go in with like an airbrush or another layer, by the way. Always remember what layers you're on. If you're not sure, lock things to be safe. Erase various areas like with this to make them like broken lines, like softer areas and some areas stronger than others. Don't have any crossing lines either. Bring it like more like a pencil. See, now it looks more like it's a pencil drawing, so I'm saying. Play with the brightness if you want to as well. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that looks much better, you see now. Now let's imagine, okay, if I duplicated that and moved that over here, what would that do now? You see, we've got some basic guidelines for a building, like duplicate that and now merge that down, duplicate that down. You see what I'm saying? Could I then go with like a stencil sort of shape, like just choose this pink and just go in there with a polygon and just, you know, go under those lines and use that as a guide. Now we're using the lines as a guide. It works, kind of thing. Do that. Now that works nicely actually. That does work nicely because we're going with the same colours as what we've got there, more or less. But there's just not enough of that yellow fade coming in, I think. So we've got to go with like the eraser tool of this thing. It was a random flowing, wasn't it? It wasn't a ruler, I don't think we used. Let's go there, a random flowing a bit. Yeah, not like that, very low. Just to make it a bit different, you see. We could even go in with some whites or something like white and painting. No. Paint that in a little bit because it doesn't matter, because it's up to you really, because it's your own painting, you know what I mean? It would actually work. Okay, this here, now this here, to be safe, I'm going to just cut. Actually, I don't need to worry because it's underneath the thing. I was going to go with another blur quickly for a second. And it kind of does the trick. Okay. Bring that down. Hold on. Let's see. Merge that down. I think we've got what we're going for. Merge that down as well. We don't have too much going on here, so merge that with that. What's this? This is here. Bring that back a bit. Yep. Okay. That down, push that down, right. Play with this a little bit. Oh, actually, that's okay, but I don't want to do that. Let's go on top of this one and make the windows, as I said. I'm going to go with like a blue colour this time. We're just going to go like with, well, let's see, we do some squares, obviously. I think that's the best way to do it, is with some squares. So I'm going to do this. Hold on, where are we? Yeah, that stays right in there. So here, let's put it on top first so we can see what we're doing. Make a lighter one as well. Yep. Well, in a moment actually. First we've got to cut it. So I'm going to go with a ruler with an eraser, nice and simple. Then I'm going to go boom, 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 boom. I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to make a lighter one of it. Select that thing, clip this to that and move it a little bit in place. But as you can see, that one looks bloody not dark enough, so let's make it a bit darker. Okay, maybe that's better. Move this across a little bit more. Okay, think about where the shadow is coming from. And now with this one, I want to make another one clip to that, and we're going to do the shines right this time. So we're going to do the shines. Ah, that wasn't right. Yeah, it's got to be on top of this one, right? But even that's not right. Okay, oh, crazy. In that case, it doesn't matter. It does not matter at all. We're just going to merge that down with that. Then I'm going to, with the magic wand tool, select inside of each one, making sure we don't have expand on. Click to each one of these window pieces. Good thinking there. And then we go with this. With this ruler thing selected, I'm just going to go there. Oh, hold on. Oh, that will do. Oh shit, what happened there? I've done it on the wrong layer. I should have done it on another layer, so on another layer clip to that. Another layer, not clip, but just like set within those selections, you know. Okay, so that's that. Now merge that down, deselect, and we've got a nice looking window. Duplicate that, turn the visibility off for a second, just move this into place. Here, I don't see. Now you can see why I've done them so thin, because I wanted to have more windows on there, obviously. Duplicate that for a second, move that one there. Okay, nice. Nice. Right, okay, good. Here more or less in good enough kind of perspective. Now you could work with some perspective and do lines and stuff. Not to say you shouldn't. Of course, it's good to do something. Okay, make that bit. Put some below that one. Make it a bit fainter. Merge it on with that. It's actually merged on now as well, so it's a bit too late for any dilly-dallying. Okay, now this one here, I'm going to make it a little bit darker, just to bring this building forward a bit more. Okay, now this one is okay. Moving in this one across here. Duplicate that because we need two of them. Move this one into place. Boom. There. Okay. Keep the shadow. I'm going to keep the shadows on this side actually, because I think they're just okay how they are. 1, 2, 3. How many floors we got? I'll make sure that they're the same amount of floors each side. Otherwise, it will look weird. Do you know what I mean? Okay. Here's this one. That's there. That's there. That's there. Well, good, good, good. Again, we'll just move this one across to see if it fits. If it doesn't, we'll use a brand new one, which we've got a copy for set up already. Okay. Okay, here, here, and here. Yeah, looking a bit weird, I know, because that's the way it's going. Yep, okay, it's not worked, because we already work. Don't work with skews, motherfucker. Use a straight one. Further. Downstairs for real. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do a quick eyeball count of that. You'd be good on that. So go, I see. I see a low. So hit that there. And we've got some good ass looking beer and merge them onto that. This one here, again, together again. I think we're going to just merge them as they are, right? And yeah, I'm gonna do something actually. I'm gonna do. Look, I'll show you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a line here on here. Okay. Yeah. I shouldn't have merged them. Oh, should I? I didn't merge them, did I? Oh, hold on. Okay, make another line, another layer. Clip that to that. Select this, and go straight line. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. I'm also going to make another one there. I'm just going to draw them in, like very naturally. I'm just going to go in. Fuck, where's that going? Hold on, hold on, hold on, bro. Delete that. Duplicate it. Make it lighter. No, delete that. Okay. I'm just going to merge it down as it is, I think. Turn that a bit more fainter. Let me see. I'm not really sure yet. Okay. Offset yellow, go with the airbrush. Protect alpha, go here. Oh, it's just paint on them. What are we doing? This one, right? Oh, on top of that, and clip to that? No, okay. Delete that. Okay, just going to go with that. Fine. I was going to do some more detail, but it doesn't matter. Go with that then. You come here. I'm just going to go really naturally, just with the pen here, just going over the top of the yellow. Just being very careful how I do it. Go with the eraser. Here on the other areas where we don't need that. Here. Yeah, we don't want that on the shadows. That's what we don't want it. We don't want that to be on the shadows. That's what we don't want. So that was a bit silly. Hold on. Ah, that was a bit silly indeed. Bit of work again myself, but whew. Any little details that you mess up, like on the weird areas, little things will show up. That's the crazy thing. They just will, you know. If people look carefully, fair enough, but you know what I'm saying. But I think as long as you've got it basically looking alright, you'll be okay. I mean, the amount of fuss I've had in the past of doing these buildings is unbelievable. But the funny thing is, like, doing these extra little brush strokes actually make it a bit more brushy anyway, which is good. Okay, it's like you're literally doing painting work now. Okay, so let me go over here. I'm not going to do much extra on the back one there, but what I am going to do is put a bit more shadow on these motherfuckers. Watch. That should do that. When I clip it, it didn't do much at all, did it? Put it on the wrong layer, blood. Let me see again. That worked, yep. See what I'm saying? Part of me is making me want to do that on the other side now, because you can see how much better it looks when you do that. Make a bit of a thicker line here actually. You see? I don't really want it to be too thick, but it brings out, so the light shows the dark, the dark shows the light, and that's the thing. I think this part here, shit, hold on, I'll merge that now. Okay, I just merged that down, yeah? I'm going to select this and go, and that has not done the best of job actually, but you know what I'm saying. Oh, what I could do, I know a good thing I could do, is select this whole, I'll have to merge the whole thing down, that's the only thing. But I think we're about ready to do that anyway, so let's just merge it down. Merge everything down as one. All as one. I've got here, select this piece of area here. And go Control Paste, hold down Control press C, then press, while holding it down press V. So hold down Control press C to copy, then again hold down Control and press V to paste it. It'll paste it directly on a new layer, you'll realise. So when I'm dragging this across here, it can make a copy of this layer. We can cut a little bit of that off. I want to just cut a little bit off of that. Oh shit! Hold on. Take it. Well, done. Good. Deselect. With selecting the colour from the actual canvas, you can change from pen to this colour picker tool by holding down Alt. When you hold it down, it changes. When you let go, it goes back to what you've selected, your pen or whatever. I'm going to select a colour like this purple colour here off the sky. With an airbrush, I'm going to just very low opacity, meaning very transparent, the bottom bar here. And then the top one is the size, don't forget. We're going to just choose and just paint over the top of them pencil lines a little bit to fade out some of those extra strong lines a little bit so they're not overpowering. Same with the yellow, choose the yellow, then go there. Good enough, I think it's good enough. We want some of the lines in because it wants to look like a pencil thing. Okay, right, from here I'm gonna do a few things. A few things. I'm gonna go over here actually, I'm gonna cut this. Right. With the select tool, go edit, crop, yes. Then I'm going to go to tone curve and do the magic. Tone curve, bring it one down on the lower level, add a point and some low points, bring them down a bit. Okay, then bring the other ones high a bit. Do all that funky stuff. Right, and then go to filter, unsharp mask. You really want to be a bit more zoomed in so you can see what you're looking at. Unsharp mask. Adjust the bars till you get something that looks like a bit what you want to have. You know, I'm saying, bro. Add a little blur, Gaussian blur. You're going between blurring it and sharpening it. So it doesn't go too blurry, it doesn't go too ugly sharp. You want this nice blurry softness, but you want to bring that sharpness back. So it's like this is a cartoon. It doesn't matter. It looks a bit like it's a, you know, 80s, 90s kind of VHS kind of thing. It's okay, cool. You know, it depends what you want to go there. I'm going to go to chromatic aberration. I do that right near the end. Bring that top bar from 5 down to 2 on the plus is what I'm doing. My size, as I've told you, is a 1280 by 720p. Play with your hue a little bit or your saturation to see what looks better. You can try things like black and white. As I say, your hue, you can try and change the hue, see what you think looks better if you want to. Just to give yourself some ideas even. Like even this here could be a nighttime scene. Those yellows could be lights on inside the building. And that could be a glowing white, a glowing yellowish moon glow. Now you might say, that's a bit crazy. What do you mean a bright moon glow? Yeah, okay, you might say that. But let's say you bring that down, saturation. Then what you got? Fuck on that. You come here, you could do variations, things, and change the colours and stuff and try and make it look a bit more like what you want, you know. I just go to undo there, don't click away. Let's play again with the saturation. You can have it really colourful like this. I think the yellow is very too strong though. Bring it down a little bit more here. Go to there, okay? Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do something. Oh, my back. Excuse me. I'm going to go to this. I'm going to duplicate this whole picture. And I'm going to move it back in the background like this and make some more buildings in the background. Like you ain't ever knew it, Kurt. Let's see if that's possible. I'm going to put it like this. Skew the motherfuckers a bit. Move this one over here. Oh, where is it? Move that over there as well. And I'm going to make these ones very, very small at the back there, just over there. You see, just to give some of that feeling. I don't know if it's going to work or not, I really don't know. But you see what I'm doing, right? Play with that a little bit. Something like that. Right, and I'm going to go and see what I can do. This is a really stupid thing of me to do. I'm going to merge them two down. Zoom into here with a polygon tool. I'm going to choose the one from the top here, the second one you can see, and it will allow us to make different selections. In a moment I'm going to be able to do the magic. I'm going to be able to erase other areas. You will see. Don't worry that I'm selecting stupid areas. Don't worry about that, because you'll see why. Don't worry about that difference between the colour of this building and the sky. I think it looks nice. From here we're going to go select, inverse, and then press delete. Boom. Right, boom. Okay, then deselect again. I'm going to move this motherfucker building. I'll choose rectangle selection this time. Move this, oh, excuse me, undo, rectangle selection, edit, cut, edit, paste, move it around to another place. You can move it maybe even in the front like that and see what that looks like. Is that going to work though? That's the question, see? Maybe over here might work. Let's just try that. I'm going to select this part of the building and I'm just going to move this part up more like more here maybe, something like that. Doesn't work too good I don't think, but it's okay, right? It's okay. One here. Even just making it a bit like that, skewed, so we don't see much of it, like, you know what I mean? There's more back there maybe, and that's okay. Let's just deselect that. Let's just put it back there and turn it a bit fainter. Now I'm going to erase a bit of that from the top there. Nice. This here, I'm going to fade it back too a bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge them down. Oh, duplicate for a second. Merge that. Very soft eraser here. And I'm going to go to an airbrush eraser version of the airbrush, and then airbrush the bottom part so it's not so sharp. It's like fading into the thing there, you know. Okay. And I would like to bring them up a minute, make them a bit darker, see how we go. Hold on. Play with that. Just play with different things, see what you can do. You could even try changing the tones and stuff. I think in this case we might bring the front one down a bit more. Hold on, let's see. Okay. Yeah, it didn't work too good, but let's just cut this one here. It's looking a bit off in its this side of the building. I think it's looking a bit off in its positioning, so let's move this a bit up here. That's better. Deselect, right? Okay. Merge down. Make a duplication of this layer. Make it a bit brighter. I'd say, like, let's say, do that. Something like that. Maybe. Oh, I'm going to merge that down. Hold on. Oh, my back's hurting. I'm going to go on the top of this for a second. I'm going to go with a white airbrush. Go over the top. Very low opacity, you know. Just do that. That's what I'm going to do. Go to overlay. Where is it? Overlay. Bring it down a bit. Balance it a bit. Well, that's okay. I think. Yeah. Go to unsharp mask. I think we've got enough of that, to be honest with you, so we'll just leave that. Okay, tone curve. it's missing something. I think we've got to put some clouds in the sky, so let's go up there. I should have done that first one. Just do a few shapes, okay? The add, we've got the add one selected, so we can just like draw them freely, really. You know, I'm going to go with that white airbrush and just start to paint them in. And we can also do nice different colours too, like a bit of pinks or yellows on there, and that would be very nice as well. You know, I think a bit of yellow would be nice at the bottom. Deselect, and then go with a blur, a Gaussian blur. Gaussian blur, that is. Oh, hold on. I didn't want to merge them in. I think I merged them in a bit, didn't I? Yeah, I merged them in, silly me. But I think it's okay though. I think so. Hold on, let's go here. I'm going to select these there. Oh, even that I don't think is right. Well, but it's a bit too late, isn't it? Okay, let's undo it. Undo that before we coloured anything. Okay, we'll go on another layer and start to do that again. We're going to have to do it. So we'll do some yellow first, a little bit of pink, and then a bit of white on the tops here. Okay, and then just go deselect and give that a blur. Not too much, just enough to make it softer. You can add a bit of a sharpening thing if you want on there as well. But it's not going to work until you merge it, I think. But just leave it like that, it's okay. Okay, now what about in the front? What we could do is, look, I'm looking at this blue up the top there, and what are you thinking? I know what I'm thinking. Let's just do some like tree shapes. Look, see, look, do a few shapes like this. Just fill in the shapes, you see? How nice is that? Just do some shapes. Just do some simple shapes just to fill it out, you know? How nice is that? So look, just do some shapes there. Very nice, very nice. Go some darker ones if you want as well. A bit too dark, I think. Just a little bit darker, whatever they say. Let's get some different things going. Even if you wanted to go with a little bit of pinkish ones in there as well, I think that'd be okay. I think that's the overall idea. We're just trying to be a very artistic. Really? Yeah, like really are, you know, you're just trying to be a bit of an artist with it. That's what we're really trying to do. You know, trying to like make it nice to look at, right? I think that's what we're really trying to do. So sometimes you forget, you know. You forget that. Going with a pen, eraser pen. Okay. And just carefully erase some parts if you want to. You could try and do it like that, say look. Yeah, even try and make some shapes even. Or make it seem like there are like, you know, areas where we want to see the branches. What I want to do is, so I want to put some areas like this in and then do branches, you know what I mean? Like come in here, select the colour again and just like do the branches, like, you know, even from here. Even higher trees, even like that. Don't ask me what kind of trees, it's not real trees, they're just, you know, just something I'm making up, you know what I mean? Chill, good. So do things like that. See, nice, you just dot them on. Nice and purple. Nah. You can go in there. And now I can make another layer on top of that. Go to clipping and choose maybe the yellow. A little bit brighter even still if you want. You know, like a thin one. I don't know, I'm just thinking maybe don't go over the top, but like, you know, just like do a few things. Maybe I've already gone over the top and I'll fade it out a little bit. Hold on. If you think it's not working, that's okay. You can just get rid of a few things, you know. I'm just doing it like that for now. You could have made it green even. I'm merging that down. I'm going to duplicate this, make it darker, yeah. And I'm gonna erase from the top. Still recording. Let me just check. Still recording. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Yeah. I'm gonna just erase from the top. Make sure it's like looking dark enough though, because what am I doing? Hold on. Ah. That's lighter, right? Interesting. Hold on, we make it dark again. What's going on? Oh, what have I done? I've messed up. Let's do it again. Okay, duplicate that. Make this one much darker. Bring that below. Duplicate of that. Lock it. Turn invisible. Boom. And we're just going to paint like the basically like erase to get the shadows. I think what I'll do is I'll use an airbrush. No, it doesn't work either. Okay, let's just use this cutting tool. Yeah, that's nice to give it like little cuts and things. Remembering how shadows would work, you know. You can also turn it a bit lighter if you're not happy with those shadows looking too dark like that. Get some light shapes, don't worry too much, you know. You know, something like that. Oh, not like that. And just something like that. You know, merge that down. I'm going to delete this one, it's okay. Bring up the saturation on it a bit, like that. Yeah, I want a bit kind of like this, maybe. Hold on. Change the hue if you want and see what you get. Hold on. See what you get. You might like it, you might not. You know, not like that, but try different things, you know. That looks pretty okay, I don't know. But I'm not sure because with what we got there, no. Let's go with this. Make a duplication of that. More stronger on the hue there. On the saturation, sorry. Make it slightly bigger. In the foreground here, a bit like that, maybe. Make that a bit like that, maybe. It depends. You could even flip it, you know. Even make it like even like that. Even just not have the whole thing. Just have like, you know, something like that in the foreground. See, like that. Cut this bit. Copy, paste. Select. Transform. Flip. Okay. Move. No, deselect that. Boom, boom. Move over. Just move like that, merge that down, go deselect, bring it down, you know, bring it like maybe like that, maybe not actually, hold on, not too bad, right? Oh, my back is hurting big time. Bring it into a blur. Foreground a bit more blurry. Bring those a little bit blurry as well, a little bit. Yeah. Even this picture we can make a little bit more blurry like that, maybe a little bit. This one I'll bring a little bit more lighter there. I'm going to merge that down with that actually. Make it a bit more darker. I'm just rambling now. You'll see in the end. And move it down here. A little bit lower a little bit, I think. That'll be okay. All that fuss just for that. A bit more fainter if you wanted to, even a bit like that. Just, yeah, merge that down. You don't want it to overdo it, you know. Go with this airbrush and eraser too, and erase some areas that you think are a bit too much. You know, oh, if it's merged down, no. You have to first do it. You know, and then see from there, you know. Even from here, like you can push some of those trees back a little bit by just like doing that. You know, you could even like do different things. I'm not going to go into it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to cut this bit a little bit from the top there. I think. Go crop. Yes. Okay. Duplicate. One darker from here. A bit darker now from here. Go with this, go boom, and erase a little bit here. Okay. Merge that down. I'm going to make a duplication of this. Go deselect, boom, make this a bit smaller. So what we're doing, go to the gradation map, whatever you call it. I'm going to go with something like this, something very. I like the pink. I like these nighttime kind of views it gives you. Go to something like a pinkish. I like these colours, you know. We'll try a few things. We'll go to here. We'll try this. I'm going to set this to. I can simply bring that down a bit. See like that. I can bring that over the top a bit, and it kind of fixes things up a little bit. It makes it nicer. If the colours didn't look too nice in the beginning. I'm liking it more now like that, to be honest with you. So let's just. We had this blue, it didn't look right enough, where the yellow was too strong, right? This is looking kind of better, okay? If I was to change the hue just to test it, we could do that. Turn that onto more of a blue side and see what we get from that. But no, it seems to just. It's okay, but I think it's maybe because it's set to normal. If I turn it over like this, multiply, or like something like another thing, like colour, let's see, overlay, it's good. If we go to colour burns crazy. Go to hues, hue is very nice, hue. You just see colour, again, colour looks very nice. We bring it down a little bit like this. And if we go to, we already had that kind of, if we go to hue now, change the hue to a bit of a bluish kind of. But already we're getting a very, very nighttime-y kind of scene, I feel, which we don't really want. But just go up to here to normal, turn it there. Okay, just have it like that. Okay, and I'm going to show you something. So first of all, with this, we're going to go to the tone curve. I've merged those down. For the lower areas, bring them a bit closer like that is what I'm doing. I'm going to bring this higher. Yeah, it's a bit out of control now, I know, in terms of a lot of things, but whatever. Fix it up the best we can. Hit that there. Levels maybe, or just go again after you've done that with the tone curve. That can sometimes work. Yeah. I'm just going to hit that with a save on that. I think. Try again that unsharp mask maybe. Yeah, that and you're saving your lives with that. Okay. Here, I didn't put any, as I say, highlights on with like this, like a little highlights on another layer. Very thin white pen. Yeah, that's pretty cool to do. Which will erase parts of as well. I'll show you some highlights. You see, you don't want it to overpower the pencil lines either. So we're going to bring this very faint and then erase areas of it as well. Erase areas. I want to see the pencil lines. Another word. Cheating pencil lines. We kind of got it now. Kind of got some of this down. I'm going to save this and I want to do a quick variation of it in a minute. And I might make a nice little video with this as well, I think. I'm going to go to flip, okay, horizontally, and ooh, it's got a weird kind of skew to it, but it's okay. We don't notice that, right? Kind of imagine that road a bit more now. I'm looking at that road and imagining what it would be like to be on that road down below. I have to do some lower views as well. From here, I'm going to do a gradation map. I was going to do something. What I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this, okay, and I'm going to change the colour of the sky. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, patience, 34, 35, 36, up here 37, 38, 39, and now from here I'm going to go edit, hold down control, press C, then V, and we're going to go deselect. I'll try and change the colour of the sky. Let's go. Oh my god, we did it. Oh my god, we did it. What magic. Okay, yeah, I'm not even going to bother changing up between. Okay, we will, hold on. Turn this up a bit, turn it up now, turn it up. Okay, I'm going to go here, choose this blue colour and start painting it a little bit on top, you know what I'm saying? Where's that on top of there? Just put some little bits in between the trees. Anything that might want to notice, you know what I'm saying? Just a few things like that, so it just brings it in. Yeah, I mean, so merge that down. Go on top, and I'm going to just carefully do something with this. I'm going to go with this blue here. And I'm going to just go with an airbrush, go to overlay and bring it very faint and do this and just paint over the top of it. Oh, it's not working. Oh, no wonder, because I didn't bring that down. Okay, let's go to colour instead. Not really. Okay, hold on. No, it's not doing what I was wanting it to do. Just keep it like that, don't make a difference. It's alright actually, it's okay like that. So do it like that, sure. Put a little bit of like white or something. Another layer like here, and then go. Let's fade it back a bit like that. But I want the colour to be like bright enough, pink enough, you know what I mean? To get that pinkness. Okay, merge that down. I'm going to make another layer here with some greens for the trees. Go to colour, where is it? Yeah, okay. Alright, good. You choose go. Bring down a bit on the opacity there. Here, okay, yes. Just keep in what we got there because of, you know, because of the, I'm just doing this very, very carefully, okay. Because of the shades we've got in there already, you know. Yeah. Yeah, so a few things there, you know. And that's doing the trick, you know. See, doing the trick, huh? Doing the trick, bro. Where's that down? Look at that, yeah. Okay. Duplicate that. I'm gonna go with like black and white for a second, or make it more faint so you'll see. Bring that down. So I bring that down below it. go with that. You raise a little bit in the middle. Yeah, merge it down, duplicate it, make a darker one. A darker one, not too much contrast actually, just a darker one overall. I'm just saying that for you. Okay, a little bit there. And you know that's how we do it, there. Erase in the middle, bring it out brighter, like a Street Fighter. Go and select some of these greens and get mean on it. I'm saying like, yeah, you could like literally like put in some more detail on if you wanted to, like, you know, put some like little shadows and things in there. Not going over the top, but like just putting them in. I think it's okay as it is though. Just leave it like that, you know. Over the top here where the sky is over here, making another layer, going hard or soft light on. Hard light, I like hard light, yeah. Light blue. Oh, with a airbrush, with an airbrush. Whoa, that was cool. That was cool, yeah. I'm not going to go too crazy, but you know. The whole thing, hold on. Wow, bring that down there. And then maybe over the back there. Something like that. Oh, you know, merge that. I'm happy with that. That's fucking nice. Next over here. Contrast a bit there. Save that. Yeah, curve. What were you talking about? Curve, yeah, mate. Right there, zero. I'm gonna try some more with some like, not in this video. But I'm gonna try some more with like, what do you call it? What do you call that shit? Some white buildings basically in grey and stuff to see what we can come up with. It's a bit boring to look at, you know what I mean? Now I know in this middle area, in the middle there is like an area which is kind of like nothing going on. Could put like a sun or something behind there, shining for the building, that'd be nice. But it just put like a little bit of a white like kind of glow or something like, I don't know, like, it's tough, isn't it? Because it's a tough sort of area. I think there should be like some buildings or something showing back there, I feel, but oh, that was wrong. I'm on the wrong fucking layer. I'm on the wrong fucking layer, you know. Ah, another layer. Okay, here we go, here. Careful, very careful. You know what I mean? Put a I think that's better, yeah? That's better. File, save, yes, okay. This line up here looks a little bit too strong for me. Yeah, I'm seeing it well. I'm gonna just paint it more out. Paint a little bit more, you know, faint. I'm just picking colours from the canvas, by the way, just painting like you traditionally do. Okay, exit and just go yes for the save. Okay, cool. We've got the two, right? We've got that now. Oh, this one. I thought I fucked that one up. I have not. That's good. Okay, let's have a look. So we've got this. Don't. We got this. We just did, right? Yep. Not getting confused, am I? Hang on. No. We got this. This. We just did. And we got this one. I'm happy with this. This is my favourite one. This one's my favourite one. This is my favourite one. This one. So there you go. Thanks for watching, yo. I'll make another video. In the next video, we'll try to do some more. Anyway, I'm not sure when I'm going to record what I'm doing, but I might do another video with some more detail, like, you know, pictures, like more detailing stuff, like adding stuff to the like more buildings that we draw. These ones I'm just going to keep as they are, just as they are. I'll make like another, you know, another video with like me drawing different buildings as well. Something about how this one turned out was just fucking, excuse my language, good. You know, you can see that the distance, the things in the distance turned out nice. Things in the front turned out nice. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'm stopping this one here, yeah? Take care, guys.